Welcome back. This is the final session for our Autumn Reflections picture. Last time we were here, we worked on the trees, and now we're going to work on the sky holes back here, the top of the sky, and we're going to work on then transferring that picture again. So here's where we left off. Depending on what your palette looks like, you might want to get a new palette paper because we're just going to be using blue. Okay, and so you're going to want to take some regular blue, all right, some regular blue. You don't need much, just a little blob. And then I'm going to take some of this turquoise blue. It's, most kids call it light blue, but it's on the bottle it says turquoise. But you're going to use those two colors, and we're actually going to take those and fill in the water and the sky holes. So I'm going to use a smaller brush. Here's my smaller brush. It's a 1/4 inch easel brush. And I'm going to fill in pretty much anywhere that's left that is white because we want all those places to be filled. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a light blue right here above the fold line. And I'm going to try to be careful and get the blue in between all the little white spots. Okay, and sometimes you might have to go over something, which is okay. You can if you have to go over something, you can. But you want to try to stay above the line and go around all of the leaves. Okay. Now, when you start painting in between the leaves, these are called sky holes, and they're called sky holes because it means you can see the sky between the leaves. And what you want to do is you want to try to be deliberate and get it right on just the white spot. Follow the shape of the white spot if you can. And what it's going to do is it's going to kind of make that look a little more realistic. Okay. And try to space those sky holes out so that they're nice and even and they're kind of added in, just the right spot. If you've got to go off your paper, that's fine. And then once you finish the bottom part, you can move on to the top part, which is using a little bit of the regular or the dark blue. One thing that kids have trouble with is if they take too long to paint this section, it might be dry by the time you go to flip over your paper. So try to work fast. I mean, don't be sloppy about things, but do try to work fast so that your sky doesn't get dry by the time you're ready to transfer it. Okay, and I'm going to try to speed myself up here and take my own advice. But do work fairly quickly. If you need to start by getting some more paint, do that as well, as I'm running out of my turquoise / light blue color here. And notice how I've got the paint for the sky, the top of the sky is a little darker. Next time you look at the sky, you'll probably see that yes, indeed, the top of the sky is just a little bit darker than the bottom of the sky. Okay, so look at that next time you go outside, or next time you're thinking to look at the sunset or the sky on a late afternoon, summer or autumn or spring, and you'll notice that top part's a little bit darker. Okay, so here we go. There's our sky. I'm going to transfer that now by squishing, coming from the middle, and you'll notice that the sky has just a little bit above there that is not going to be transferred, which is fine. Now when you unpeel it, you're going to have to be careful not to get it on your fingers. Okay, and you'll notice that some of the places don't transfer, which is okay. Little white in your picture in the water is going to be fine. It'll work out. Okay, so there's our autumn reflection with the sky. And now I'm going to take some time and do the grass. We want to have like a little riverbank kind of thing right in between where the trees are coming down to the reflection. And so here is a little green for the grass. I'm going to take my brush. I'm just going to put it right along the fold line here. I'm going to kind of slice it up with my brush by kind of making some upstrokes. And you can kind of see how I'm just doing that right at the fold. I don't want to go below the fold, just above it. And this is like the grass on the far bank of the lake or river or whatever this is that we're looking across, or whatever you want to imagine it. So there's my green grass on the side, and now I'm going to flip it over once more, and I'm going to be very deliberate just to squish the creased area here. You don't need to squish the top because we didn't put any new paint there. So I'm just going to squish this creased area, and I'm going to peel it back. And it should have that like texture all over the painting of how the paint looks when two pieces of paper are peeled apart. Okay? And so there's kind of my finished picture. And if you want to at this point, you could add some more in to that autumn reflection thing. But what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry out for a session, and then when we mount it, we're going to try to bring some of our tree trunks back just a little bit. Okay? So that's our finished Autumn Reflections picture.